Hey everyone, and welcome to the monthly reload number 37. Some of our top headlines include a step-by-step guide to running successful marketing campaigns, the secret to launching a successful store, and 5 unknown retargeting hacks, plus much, much more. So what our monthly reload does is it helps you get caught up on what you might have missed in the month. So we hand curate the best posts, news, and videos of the month and bring them to you. If you've been following our Friday reload series, it's very similar, except now we are expanding it to the entire month rather than doing it every Friday. So I appreciate you joining me for this first monthly reload, and let's jump on right in. So in news stories this week, Google is sending mobile usability warnings to a huge number of webmasters. So they've been sending these notifications to webmasters with sites that are not mobile friendly. Now, the question is this a sign of a new mobile algorithm coming soon? My guess, probably yes. Next up, Twitter is going to expand its ads to publishers and apps. And it's also going to begin auto-playing video. So this tells us a few things. One, Twitter's for real, and they're aggressively expanding. And by expanding their ads to their publishers and other app platforms, they're going to be able to capitalize on all of their user base. Also, the auto-playing videos. I'm telling you, videos are coming. There's going to be a lot of opportunity, and it really makes sense. I mean, think about commercials. How long have they been around? So video ads are here, and they are the future. Now, next up, we have the number of Martech companies doubles to 2,000 in 2015. So social media and content marketing are among the biggest categories for marketing technology companies, while influence marketing, performance, and attribution emerged. So Martech stands for marketing technology companies. Next up, we have YP, aka the Yellow Pages, is introducing cross-device retargeting with local search query data. So the program's targeting national advertisers and taps into mobile exchange inventory. This is interesting because, once again, this shows the importance of retargeting or remarketing. Learn about it. We have a great post within this Friday Reload about it. And it's kind of cute to see YP struggle and do what they can to stay above water. Next up, we have the increasing growth rates of SaaS companies. So this one's pretty cool. SaaS startups are growing faster than ever before. Publicly traded SaaS companies founded from 2008 through 2014 needed 50% less time to reach $50 million than their counterparts founded between 1998 and 2005. I stumbled across this trend when looking at a different chart used in S1 analysis that compares the time to 50 million for each of the 51 or so publicly traded SaaS companies. This comes from Tom Tungs, a venture capitalist. This next one up is pretty interesting as well. And this is called Bigger Than Hollywood. So the app industry recently overtook Hollywood. Now, here's some numbers for you. In 2014, the app industry is just shy, according to this graph, I want to say around $14 billion or so, whereas Hollywood, US box office revenues, is just under, looks about 10 million or so. Now, Apple paid $10 billion to developers in the calendar year of 2014. Now, additional statistics for the App Store are $500 million spent on iOS apps in the first week of January 2015. Billings for apps increased 50% in 2014. Cumulative developer revenues were $25 billion. 627,000 jobs created in the US, and 1.4 million different apps sold in 155 countries. Next up, we also have the 2015 Content Marketing Trends Bullish and Bearish Report. So this comes to us from contentharmony.com. And it starts off, Kane here. Like most other digital marketers, I'm tired of New Year prediction posts, but I do like documenting where my mind is at on a number of content marketing trends, so I can reference it from year to year. This year, the Content Harmony team and I are weighing in on content marketing trends that we're bullish on and trends that we're bearish on in the future. No crazy predictions here, just a snapshot of content marketing heading into 2015. So we'll give you a few of these. I'd say check out the link if you want to see all of them. They're bullish on mixed format content. They're bearish on marketers failing to embrace change. They're bullish on selective social media strategy. They're bearish on buffet style social media strategy. And they're bullish on structured microdata, as well as bullish on content marketing, working closely with branding and communications teams. So now we got our news out of the way. Let's hop into some of our top stories. So this one is $0 to $350,000 in 12 months with a free product. So this is the lessons that Ghost has learned building a WordPress alternative, a blogging platform. And it was actually built by the guy who built the WordPress user interface. So learn how they went from nothing to big time ballers in only 12 short months. And it's very interesting because they have an open source product. So where's that money coming from? Next up, we have a step-by-step guide to running successful marketing campaigns and 9 tools to help. So marketing blogs everywhere, including this one, as said by Unbounce. You hear a lot of lip flapping about the importance of planning out your marketing campaigns. But what many don't address is that marketing campaigns aren't specific to product launches. If you want to achieve measurable results with your marketing, you need to treat every single one of your marketing activities as a marketing campaign. So for every single project you take on to move the needle for your business, you've got to have a master plan, a set of clearly defined goals, a finite start and end date, and a means of tracking your success and failures. So what extra baggage comes with this campaign mentality? What's the order of operations and what extra resources do you need? They give you a step-by-step blueprint for planning and launching your next campaign, plus handpicked tools for every step of the way. That's big, guys, because I know how often, tactics and tactics and tactics. The internet's full of tactics and very empty on strategy. Strategy is what creates results. Tactics is what can help in that strategy. Now we also have a pretty cool, speaking of strategy, the 2015 Rollout Strategy by I Am Scalable for aggressive direct response marketers. So he writes, there are new ways to squeeze out more ROI. Our 2015 Rollout Strategy is designed to explode your monthly visitors and leverage new cutting-edge digital advertising options for unheard of ROI. It starts with Google Display Network, AdBlade, and Taboola. These 3 new networks are commonly used by top media buyers because they provide massive traffic at a great cost per click with precise targeting options. We recommend using these 3 networks for bulk clicks to your landing page. Next is the hottest new trend in retargeting, video retargeting. By using Google remarketing lists and Facebook's website custom audiences, you can use YouTube ads and Facebook video ads to retarget your landing page visitors with short videos. We're seeing double the conversion rates with video ads going to the same pages that other ads are driving traffic to. Use video retargeting as a way to recycle those bulk clicks into even more traffic. Now, lastly, just like you would use email follow-up sequences to push people through your sales funnel, you can use your Facebook website custom audiences, lookalike audiences, and Google remarketing lists to push your visitors through your sales funnels. Learn more on how they use both of them to reduce shopping cart abandonment. Next up, we have 7 lessons and 3 strategies I learned from launching my 5th blog by none other than Neil Patel over at QuickSprout, who's been blogging for around 10 years. A few months ago, he started his 5th blog on neilpatel.com as an experiment to see how quickly he could get to 100,000 visitors a month. Currently, he's at 28,000 visitors and 51,000 page views a month, but he's been learning a lot. And here's part of what he learned. Lesson 1, great content isn't enough. Lesson 2, it's all about the lists. Lesson 3, more content equals more search traffic. Lesson 4, Facebook is his highest performing social network. Lesson number 5, using LinkedIn groups is better than sharing on LinkedIn. Lesson 6, time-based content works. Lesson 7, people prefer bigger text in white space. Strategy number 1, be transparent. Strategy number 2, write extremely long and thorough content. And then strategy number 3, make your readers want more. Man, that guy just cranks out content. I honestly don't know how. And I don't know how I keep alley-ooping to myself so nicely, but here's another post by him, why transparency is the new marketing. Neil Patel really does put out some amazing content. And I think transparency is a big shift in how marketing currently is. Definitely an article worth checking out. Next up, we have everything you need to know about sponsored content. Now, sponsored content, also commonly referred similarly to native ads, has definitely dominated and taken over the industry. Very worth reading. Next up, we have another Moz post, and this is how to have a successful local SEO campaign in 2015. So whether you run local SEO for clients, or maybe you have your own business that you're doing local SEO for, this is going to be a great way to freshen up on your skills. I'm going to even bookmark it. Look at that. That's how you know it's real. So next up, we have how to generate 15,000 visits from Reddit to your site. Now, Reddit is one of those commonly overlooked traffic sources, traffic referral sources, because it's pretty complex. I mean, and they're mean. They are mean at Reddit. I have a buddy who's running a Kickstarter campaign. I'm like, oh, did you post it on Reddit? We should run some Reddit ads. And he said no, because we've seen other campaigns just get chewed apart. That being said, when you look at these stats here of how many referrals to different UK newspapers, it's in February 2014, it's pretty substantial. So, I mean, you see Reddit here at 30% for The Guardian compared to Facebook at only 50%, and then Twitter at 16%. I mean, Reddit's driving twice the traffic of Twitter and only a little bit less, a little bit less than a half of, or a little bit more than half rather than Facebook. And now it certainly varies by paper, but very, very good post. There's different case studies on it too. Depending on what you are posting about and what your product is, you can do very well on Reddit. Next up, we have the real secret to launching a successful store to thousands of excited customers. So Shopify tells us that many and the majority of online stores fold simply because they're unable to drive traffic. Now, there's a single-minded focus that when starting a store, they are almost entirely dedicated to finding and showcasing the right products. The e-commerce myth, or really the myth of business, right, is that having the right products, a beautiful site design, and stunning photography is all that's necessary to get people to pull out their credit card and buy. Now, to a certain extent, this is certainly true, but you have to be launching your site to a group of people who are interested in what you're doing in the first place. So the big secret is secure your audience before you launch your store. And this post goes all into it. Next up, we have this is a growth hacker post that leads to a, I believe it is an unbounce. Yep. It's 5 unknown tips to hack your retargeting. So we've all experienced our fair share of retargeting, and there are good reasons for why marketers do it. Retargeting ads have a 10 times higher click-through rate than display ads, and visitors subject to retargeting are 70% more likely to complete a conversion compared to non-retargeting visitors. Now, this is all great, certainly, but retargeting ads can be as annoying as the people who play music from their phone in public places. Gotta love the writing here. If you're not using your retargeting opportunities strategically to provide value to your visitors or solutions to their problems, then you're no good. You're just noise. Here are 5 different tactics that you can use today to get the most out of your retargeting efforts while still delivering value to your prospects. So retargeting tactic number 1 is unique segmentation. Number 2 is use old school marketing tactics. Number 3 is reach your audience on a variety of retargeting channels. Number 4 is upselling and cross-selling. And then number 5 is testing your ads. Next up, it is time for tool time. So tool time is when we highlight different tools or things that kind of fall into the category of tools, for example, courses sometimes, that are going to help us out. So what do we find this month? A lot of great stuff. So we have 11 tools that allow us to work from anywhere on earth as a distributed company. And this is actually by Ghost. Next up is the scientifically proven best time to think and write creatively. And best of all, it is by Neil Patel, and it's a cute little infographic. Then we have the local search expert quiz. How much do you know about local SEO? Could be a fun little refresher. It's a fun way to take it. And I'm sure if you post it on Facebook, who knows, you might get some clients. Then there is an AdWords script that lets you optimize bids every hour of the day. So they share a script that lets you set 24 different hourly bid multipliers 7 days a week. Next up, we have Mixmax. So this is basically an ultimate suite of tools for Gmail. So it does things like faster scheduling, email opens, polls and surveys directly within email, email templates, and more. Now, you might be hearing this probably, and you're saying to yourself, Sweeney, I've heard of, something that can track emails within Gmail. I get it and I agree. What Mixmax does differently is it brings all these different things together into one suite of tools. Next up is Cloud Convert. Cloud Convert. Convert anything to anything. Over 200, I take that back, 205 formats are supported. Converting can be such an annoying problem. It's nice to just upload it online. As you can see, I'm actually logged in the top right. I think it's worth your time. Next up, I think it's worth your time. It's worth knowing about because we've all had that problem where you just have this weird file type that won't print out or it won't play or you can't upload it. So if you run into that issue, Cloud Convert is your friend. Then we have Handle. So what Handle looks to do is mix to-dos with email, calendar, and which equals, hopefully, focus. That's another one I'm going to make sure to bookmark. I've heard great things about this app. So definitely one to look into. I like the whole take back control of your life. Next up, this one is a little unique. So this is how to do it yourself with email referrals. So it's going to show you how to set up your own free email referral program by using MailChimp, Zapier, and MailGum. Now, why would you want to do that? Because referral programs are usually used to gain an incredible number of users and customers. Plus, most referral programs are quite expensive. The blog post also shares results from the strategy. And if I scroll down here really quick, yeah, I can't easily find the numbers, but I do know that it helped for them. Next up, this is what I had mentioned with courses. This is programming for marketers. So you can learn technical skills to work faster, not rely on devs, accelerate your user growth, boost your salary, automate any repetitive task, and more. So this is a course on how to become a technical marketer. I actually signed up for this. They got me. They mentioned a few different lessons here that you can check out. For example, APIs and other things. And it's pretty cool. Look at that. No way. So this is, oh, he's the co-author of Traction, which was actually a really good book. Man, good on him. Next up, we have Revenue Forecaster. So this is based more for SaaS, but still worth checking out. Then we have Action Ally. So this is pretty cool. What it does is it constantly allows you to take action on your most important work by putting an overlay on your front page. So no matter what you're doing when you come back to your home page, you're going to see this overlay and it's going to show you what you should be focusing on. Now back into a few more stories. We have growth, referrals, and getting the job done, what Airbnb's growth team has learned. So it's some of their notes and takeaways. We have 4 B2B SaaS growth hacks that helped Visible raise $8 million. Here's a summary. Proactive live chat. Second most largest sales channel that had a lead to opportunity conversion 50% higher than average. Next is warming leads through social, using Facebook custom audiences to warm leads to our brand before doing outbound. Next is test different demo CTAs. So offering an incentive, for example, $25 Amazon gift card, resulted in twice the qualified demos than any other call to action. And lastly, offer a free tool. They drove thousands of sessions and have led to many customers for them in the past year. Also, another tactic they used is they shifted their mindset. So they don't have a lead goal, only a revenue goal, which they call pipeline marketing, which you can find at Visible/pipeline-marketing. Then we have Backed by Science, the 25 headline Upworthy challenge. So basically it breaks down the science to the Upworthy challenge, which is basically you're supposed to crud out 25 different headlines. Next up, we have the Smart Podcast Players Back, the top 7 lessons from building a software product by Pat Flynn. We also have the Twitter, which is the Hacker's Guide to User Acquisition. This is by Austin Alred. We focused him before, I'm pretty sure, on Instagram. This guy has been providing amazing case studies on how to actually drive traffic and gain leads. And this time he focuses on Twitter. Then we have how to use lead pages to launch your first product in 30 days or less. If you've never launched a product before, it can be quite a headache trying to have a front end funnel that flows nicely, having a membership site on the back end. It can be pretty difficult work. So if you've never done it before, this is a way you can use lead pages, which is relatively cheap in cost, to build out the entire process. Then we have the secret to AdWords success, told by a former Googler. So if you want the inside scoop on how columnist and former Googler Frederick Balles manages his AdWords campaigns, simply check out his checklist for AdWords success. We also have 1,000%, how we increased our email opt-ins by 1,000%. They had 6 different ways that Glean, marketing apps developer, was able to significantly increase the amount of email subscribers collected via their blog. They tried different strategies for a 30-day period, and these are the results. Then we have what to spend on customer acquisition in 5 easy steps. This is great. This article breaks down how to calculate exactly what you should be spending to acquire new customers and suggests some tools that can help you along the way. Also, it links to a Google spreadsheet where you can input your own numbers and automatically calculate your costs. Then, this one is cute. We have 30 link-bait phrases in BuzzFeed headlines you probably didn't know generate the most amount of Facebook shares. So it is 30 different 3-word phrases that have the most Facebook shares in BuzzFeed article titles. Number 1 is character are you? So like, what Disney character are you? Next one is X things only. Next one is before you die. Sneezes do happen. I apologize. This is a great copywriting piece to check out. I mean, especially if you combine something like this with the Upworthy strategy, you can certainly do very well. And then for those of you joining us for the first time, the rest of you probably know this, we have the honorable mentions, which is pretty stacked, as you can see. And I'm not going to go through all of them, but instead I'm going to leave them as a bit of an Easter egg for you guys and say, hey, this is why you should go to the blog, digitaltriggers.io/MR37. Some great things in here. Let me highlight a few of them. Ask Growth Hacker, what's the best opening line you've received from a cold sales email? How I increased my outreach to influencers and obtain links at a 20% conversion rate. How to build $1 million business in 12 months with the focus on e-commerce. Remote internships. So if you're a younger person listening to this and you've been looking to get your feet wet, you can do remote paid internships. There's also requests for startups if you're looking for startup ideas. Then 101 ways to promote your next blog post. We have marketing stacks, similar to programming stacks. The new science of building great teams. How Spotify turned free music into a $10 billion valuation. And then lastly, famous authors' handwritten outlines for great works of literature, which should tell you you should have better outlines for your business as well. So that's all for this month. I look forward to getting you guys reloaded again next month. I'm Sweeney, and this is Digital Triggers.